Hello everyone. So we are assigned a project of DPR and social cost benefit analysis of any recent World Bank funded project in solar power. So we have taken the Rewa Ultra Mega Solar Power Project. My team members are Ashida Mundra, Akash Jadhav, myself Shubham Patil and Piyasa Mukherjee. So I would like to give you an overview of Rewa Ultra Mega Solar Power Project by a short video film
So this is Rewa solar power plant,
which has 3.5 million solar panels.
which are placed on 1500 hectare of land,
After wondering that, that's almost 3,000 football fields,
which gives 750 megawatt of solar power,
and it is transmitted from Rewa in eastern Madhya Pradesh across 800 kilometers to Delhi,
which is powering 60% of the daytime energy requirement of Delhi Metro.
and which benefits 290 trains and 2.6 million people every day, and they can go travel green.
Hi, I'm Ashita, and in this video, we will talk about the Rewa Solar Project. Here, in this, we will talk about the finance, economic, technical, and legal aspects of this project, also the social cost benefit analysis, the positive and the negative side both. So, in 1718, the government thought that they want to build a solar project in the Rewa district, and the capacity of the same should be 750 megawatts. This project was funded by IFC, International Finance Corporation, the 75%, and the rest was funded by shareholder loans and equity. For this project, the World Bank also offered a loan of $100 million for the shared infrastructure. The total cost of this project is 45,000 crores. By now, you have already seen how huge the project was. Now, the question is who will make this plant? So, on the basis of auction, the auction location was done to Mahindra Sustain, Acme Solar, and Solarnergy. The project was divided into 250 megawatts of each unit, and these three units were divided into these three companies. Now, who will buy the electricity? So the buyers are Madhya Pradesh Power Management Company Limited, which bought 76% of the electricity generated, and the rest 24 was bought by Delhi Metro Rail Corporation, and it helps them in 92% of their daily needs. Now the question comes: how are these solar plants are built? Because building a solar power plant is not that easy. We need warehousing, housing services, telecommunication, water supply, roads, electricity, a level ground, everything. From a picture like this to a scenario like this, all the facilities are required, and taking all such permissions and the necessary requirements will take years, especially in a country like India. Hence, there is a centralized executive agency which is more like a one stop shop for all these services. So, what their work is, they build a park where numerous plants such solar plants can be implemented. This makes it easier for the investors to implement their projects. It saves time and efforts. If we talk a little about financing of these mega solar sites, so the total cost of this project was 4,500 crores, and IFC has arranged an investment of 437 million for a period of with a maturity of 20 years. They also provide bankability and advisory support for 437 million dollars. World Bank has also offered $100 million for building a solar park and the shared infrastructures, which we have seen in the previous slide. And these loans have contributed directly to a 4 to 5 paise reduction in the tariff. The Rewa solar facility is the only solar project in India which has received a funding at a rate of 0.25% for a 40-year period, which is a very good deal. In financing, it is also required the payment of premium that we have made for the readily available land and facilities which we have seen previously.
An economic appraisal is a systematic process for examining alternative uses of resources, focusing on assessment, costs, benefits, risks, funding, affordability, and other factors relevant to decisions. Coming to the economic appraisal of the Rewa solar power project, public support and funding for solar park infrastructure is required to lower the financial costs of solar power and make it competitive with thermal production. The support of the World Bank has immensely added value to the project by offering technical assistance and capacity building support to key stakeholders, by disseminating international knowledge and experience on how large scale solar parks have been implemented around the world, and by making long term concessional financing available for the development of solar park. According to the sensitivity analysis of the project ERR is resilient to unfavorable outcomes of variables like PV cost, percentage of energy curtailed, coal price, and capacity utilization factor. Even though the mean expected rate of return is higher than the hurdle rate, a risk assessment using Monte Carlo analysis shows some downside risks to reaching the forecast returns if several input variables combine unfavorably. A technical appraisal is an in depth study to ensure that a project is soundly designed, appropriately engineered, and follows accepted standards. Coming to the technical appraisal of the Rewa Solar Power Park project, the technologies used here include concentrated solar power, which converts solar radiation into heat and uses that heat to produce electricity. It also uses photovoltaic, which is a technology to directly convert sunlight into energy. The project uses tried and true technologies and implementation techniques to serve infrastructure facilities that have already been set up at a much larger size throughout the nation. The project's primary technological challenge, however, is the lack of a reliable internal and external evacuation system for solar parks. A legal appraisal helps to know if the proposed project conform the legal and ethical requirements. The country's solar energy law is governed by the Electricity Act of 2003. The National Renewable Energy Act of 2015 calls for the production of energy using sustainable power sources in accordance with macroeconomic considerations, the atmosphere, and conditions in order to reduce dependence on petroleum products, ensure flexibility, and reduce carbon dioxide and other ozone depleting gas emissions. The National Action Plan on Climate Change aims to encourage the growth and use of solar energy for power generation and other purposes. Further, it will be explained by Shubham.
So I'll be talking about social cost benefit analysis. So first of all, what is social cost benefit analysis? In short, social cost benefit analysis is a tool to determine the merits of the project on the basis of current and future and social economic impact, which will affect the economy and environment of the people. So, impact of social cost benefit analysis can be divided into two parts. First one is positive, and the second one is negative. Positive will be social benefit, negative will be social cost. So, talking about positive social benefit, first one is carbon credit. As we all know, solar energy doesn't emit any fossil fuels, which reduces air and water pollution. This in turn can help improve communities' air and water quality, leading to better health outcomes in the area where the solar plant is situated in Madhya Pradesh, that is Rewa. So the next positive social benefit is rural electrification. As we all know, in various rural areas there is cutoff of electricity due to load shedding and all. So with this, they can have uninterrupted power supply, and with this, there can be various critical operations and services that can be run out without any disruptions or delays. So, talking next about economic growth, the economic growth of that place due to solar plant can be created, various jobs and various resources can be generated with the help of social economic growth of the solar plant and which will be long term. Next one is curbing global warming. So we all know that nowadays global warming, how the situation of global warming is there due to all the emission. So with this solar, as we all know, solar is an important solution to the global warming crisis, and it can generate electricity without any discharging of greenhouse gases. So these all are the positive impact of the social cost benefit analysis. Now I call upon Akash Jadhav to explain further negative uh, social cost. Thank you.
So, talking about negative impact of social cost benefit analysis, that first one is land acquisition. Around 100 acre of farming land owned by 200 families have been taken for solar power project. Out of these families, 12 belong to the tribal community who gave up their land in exchange for compensation and job at the power project. After the land acquisition, these tribal families have become landless and did not receive the promised job at the project site. Despite receiving compensation, none of them got a permanent job except for some old labor work. Due to the lack employment opportunities, these families are now forced to migrate from their village to nearby places. Local people have protested against in the company broken promises, but no tangible result have been achieved. So, second, forest land. The proposal project has not taken any forest land as per the ECR report. Local news reported that the state government has compensated 132 acre of land to the forest department in exchange of 82 acre of forest land acquired for solar power project. The forest department has been trying to stall the project for an additional 25 acre of project land. Third one is groundwater concern. The extraction of groundwater for project activities can have an impact on the availability of groundwater resources. Livelihoods concern. No loss of livelihood due to the unproductive land, but due to the cutting down of trees, there was a decrease of rainfall. So, talking about social concern. The project gave jobs to outsider and migrant workers from other states and countries, leading to a fear of untoward event. Contractor from other state removed grass and wheel but took their money and fled the site. Tribal families. Alcohol and drugs were also being used openly, making it difficult for young girls and women to move around. So last one is pastoral pastoral concern. Cattle cruelty has increased in this village due to the acquisition of government and private land for a power plant, leading to many cattle dying. Earlier, cattle and other animals surrounding 20 villages graze in this more than 1,000 acre of government and private land. During sowing season, local farmer made temporary shelter for their cattle in this area. After the acquisition of this land, for a power plant, people have been forced to leave their animal on the road. Animal welfare societies have rescued dozens of cattle. So, thank you.